Only thing I would say about the complex list, at some point you're going to have to start defining what power is, right? Because it says the 2024. Make that bigger, Taylor. You know I'm getting up there in age. Okay, I want to read some things on this list, and I'm gonna tell you the gripes I have with the list, right? Hold on. Okay, let's start. Last year, we published our inaugural Hip Hop Media Power Rankings. Joe Budden took the top spot. Fierce commentary ensued from those both on and off the list. Life moved on. The hip hop media ecosystem continued its relentless churn. I didn't have a problem with Joe Budden being number one last year. He deserved to be number one last year. But then in late March, the sudden release of an incendiary Kendrick Lamar verse on a song from Future and Metro Boomin called Like That brought a simmering megastar beef to full boil. Many back and forths followed, and the Kendrick Lamar-Drake war took our timelines hostage. It hasn't let go since, and the ongoing beef stimulus has provided endless fodder for hip-hop media. Those who leaned in hardest benefited greatly, while some who stayed out of the fray lost ground. I want y'all to remember that paragraph when I start really ranting a little bit. The 2024 Hip Hop Media Power Ranking reflects the shifts that have resulted as the smoke from the battle is cleared. There are 7 newcomers who weren't ranked at all last year, plus a new name at the number 1 spot. No surprise who the number 1 should have been this year. Academics. That's not even that's not even in question. I do wonder why they do the list so early though. I feel like they did it last year too around the springtime. I wonder why they don't do it around the holidays. Why did they do it in May and June and like why?
They need viewerships because it's dying off because of shit like this.
Oh, okay. Well, as with the previous list, the ranking below reflects the current moment, not the entirety of one's career. We ranked each media personality based on their impact in the space. Since the release of our inaugural list in 2023, complex employees and hosts were not eligible for inclusion. Let the debates commence. I disagree with that. I think complex employees and hosts should be eligible. Last year, people like B-Dot should have been on the list. Speedy. And I think this year should have been the same thing. Let's go down the list. First of all, I want to say this. No, let me go down the list first before I say what I'm going to say. Gabe P, number 25. Salute to Gabe P. Gabe P doing his thing. I think Gabe P actually should have been higher with On the Radar. On the Radar is having a real impact in hip-hop culture. Honestly, I don't understand how Gabe P is not top 15. I can even make arguments for him for top 10. All right, I don't see how Gabe P is just at number 25 because he has the premier place for artists to go do freestyles. Drake went there to freestyle. Meek Mill went there to freestyle. Big Sean just released a freestyle there. Like, hip hop is that.
Yep.
That is hip hop. Period. What is hip hop without rap? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Gabe P, there's no way he should just be at number 25. He should be much higher. Let's go down the list, Nyla. Number 24, Arshawn Jawade. I don't know the person.
I don't know.
And I don't mean that as a diss. I'm not in the loop. I'm not hip. This is what lists are good for because now I can go check them out because I saw people talk about Arshawn and how they watch Kids Take Over. So now I'm going to check out Kids Take Over.
Fair enough.
Okay? Jason Lee. Salute to my guy, Jason Lee. I don't think Jason Lee should be on a hip-hop media power ranking list. Yep. I think Jason Lee is a pop culture critic. I think Jason Lee is he's broad. He's
entertainment.
He's entertainment.
Not hip-hop.
Yes, he's running for a Congress seat in Stockholm, California.
Oh, is he?
No, not Stockholm. I'm saying it wrong. It's not Stockholm. It's
It's definitely in California though. He's running for Congress.
Hold on, let me look it up. I don't want to get my man's hometown wrong.
But that was my complaint too. Y'all got non-hip hop people on a hip hop list.
Yeah, just because you black.
Just because
Stockton. Hollywood Unlocked is a major platform. Any media list, any cultural media list, Hollywood Unlocked absolutely should be on. I don't believe, like, listen, it says known for humorous commentary on pop culture, insider info, and headline-grabbing interviews. All of that is true. I don't believe Jason Lee should be on a hip-hop media power ranking list. I just think, I look at Jason Lee as broader than that. That's just my, personal opinion.
I guess they would put him on because didn't he have the Kanye interview?
What?
That was that was a couple years
Interview.
ago.
Oh, it's a couple of years ago.
And everybody had that interview. He was on Drink Champs. He was on.
That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Let me see. Most memorable moments in the past year. DDG interview, Joyner Lucas interview. I disagree.
That's the
I
most
like
memorable.
both those interviews, but I don't think that was Jason Lee's best interviews of the past year. I don't think those were his most memorable moments.
Well, I will say, even last year in these little bios, the bios don't really be accurate either. Because whatever the fuck was in mine was inaccurate as hell, but I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'm on the list, I'll take the flowers.
And I'm going to tell you something else we don't give Jason Lee enough credit for. Jason Lee has one of the best award shows. Do you know how hard it is to start an award show from scratch? Jason Lee started Hollywood Unlocked. He had fucking Sharon Stone at his award show this year. Like, the things that he's doing, honoring, Jonathan Majors with an award, having Ayanna Bonzant honor him. Like, Jason Lee is a big, big motherfucking deal, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So when they say few in hip-hop media are as well connected as Jason Lee is a lot more than hip-hop media. Jason Lee is like, he's like what Perez Hilton was back in the day, or like what somebody like Andy Cohen is now. Like that's the way I look at a Jason Lee.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's in that space and he's getting his mogul on. And how was he 11? And if you're gonna put him on the list, how was he 11 last year and 23 this year when he's only bigger this year?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. He's bigger as an entity. Let's keep going, Taylor gang. Let's keep going. Adam 22.
Keep scrolling.
Ain't got no problem with that. Van Lathan, my guy Van. Salute to Van. Now I'm gonna tell you, this one irritated me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Van's my guy. Featured on Higher Learning. Love the Higher Learning podcast with him and Rachel. Scroll up.
Really
Listen to what it
podcast.
said about Van. Known for level-headed commentary about hip-hop figures, most memorable moments in the past year, breakdowns of the Kendrick Drake beef on Higher Learning. Y'all don't listen to Higher Learning if y'all think that Van's most memorable moments and his most memorable breakdowns are breakdowns of the Kendrick Drake beef. Van, just like Jason Lee, talks about society. Van talks about politics. Van talks about life. Van talks about things that actually impact us as people. This first line in this bio pissed me the fuck off. Not pissed me off. I'm just being performative for the pod. But most sensible isn't the sexiest superlative. But in a world of cheap clickbaiting and formulaic hot takes, it's a damn honorable one. Why isn't most sensible considered a sexy superlative? Who at Complex wrote that and thinks being sensible isn't a sexy superlative? You goddamn right it is, regardless of where you're at. If somebody says you're a very sensible person.
But it's not, though, because these other niggas on the list want to be on the list.
But that's my point. It's the way they paint the picture of a lot of these people that I don't like. And it makes me, two things I want to know. What do y'all think is hip-hop, number one? And what do y'all think is power?
Yo, that's what I want to know, too, after this year. Because now, between the Kendrick Drake thing and just everything that's going on, I feel like the definition is blurred.
Yes. I don't like how they talked about my man. It's not that I don't like how they talked about Van. I just feel like they're doing a disservice to hip-hop by acting like somebody... Like saying things like sensible isn't something that happens in hip hop. I didn't like that.
So I'm not too. This is the first time I'm hearing about this list. If they getting so much stuff wrong, don't you feel like this might just be like outrage marketing?
Which is why I don't want to talk about this damn list.
No, I want to talk about it.
Might be one of those things that they're doing on purpose, so it gets people upset, so they talk about it.
I'm being honest. I'm talking about this list because there's people I want to give props to.
Okay.
Like I want to talk. I want to talk about how I feel about some of these people. Like how the respect I have for a Jason Lee, the respect I have for a Gabe P, the respect I have for a Van, the respect I have for a Nyla, Ack. I want to talk about that because
Not me. I'm not on the list.
there's somebody that should be on this list, but we'll get to it.
Still
I'm
got
not
it.
top 25.
But Van said himself, I'm not hip hop.
Wow.
I'm not a hip hop media personality. Van is broad. Like Van's not doing just hip hop. And the reason I keep saying Van is broad is because by the time we get to my list, you're going to understand what I'm saying when you get to mine. Now let's scroll up, Taylor. Salute to Van. Trap Lil Ross definitely deserves to be on here. because nobody's doing what Trap Lord Ross is doing. These true crime documentaries. I've definitely found myself on YouTube going down a rabbit hole watching some of these. The first one that got my attention was the King Von one.
That shit is crazy. It's so well done, and it's so long, and you'll sit there and watch the whole 2 or 3 hours worth of that shit.
Yeah, you sound like you're talking about a dick. Listen, Trap Lord Ross.
No, get your brain out. You're the only person who went there.
That was crazy. You like, it's so long, and it was so well done. I could be there for 2 or 3 hours with it. Like, God damn. Trap Lord Ross, and he should be on the list. Let's see who else. Let's go scroll up. Nadeska, salute to Nadeska. I have no problem with Nadeska, salute to her. I just look at Nadeska as more of as a moderator.
Yeah.
No, but she has a podcast.
I thought she had a podcast and it's with Lo and Ebro.
Yeah, but she's not just like the moderating host. Like,
she has her opinion on that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, see, I didn't know that. All right, okay, I don't have no problem with this then. But with that said, Low Key should be on this list too. He's not. Go scroll up, because I like Low Key's takes on that show. Sway Calloway. All right, let's talk about it. At some point, we got to stop putting the icons on these lists. We got to stop putting the people who are already home on these lists, and I'm going to tell you why. Last year, they had Sway ranked number 23. This year, they had Sway ranked number 18. It does a disservice to Sway in his storied career because you have a new generation of people who don't understand why Sway is on the Mount Rushmore of hip-hop media. You don't understand what Sway has done for culture. You don't understand how Sway inspired everybody in this. Well, I don't know if he inspired y'all. He definitely inspired me. Mm-hmm. I'm born in 1978. So when I looked at hip-hop media and I looked at wanting to be in this game and I looked at people I wanted to be like, Sway Calloway was absolutely one of them.
It's Sway and Angie for me.
It's word. Sway, not only was Sway all over the radio, right? With legendary shows, like the Sway and King Tech show. He was putting out albums. He had artists coming on there like Biggie freestyling. He was interviewing people like Tupac. He was the face of MTV.
Yes.
We don't talk about that enough.
Yep.
There was a lot of white personalities at MTV, the Kurt Loaders and all of them. There's not too many people, black or white, Puerto Rican, whoever, who watched MTV and didn't realize Sway Calloway as a face of MTV, right? So you don't get it. And then for him to be on Sirius Satellite Radio all these years, still having one of the most impactful morning shows with Sway in the morning, he's in the Radio Hall of Fame, he's an icon. I don't even think that they should have them on lists like this anymore. Like, we need to start that. You got to do something more permanent and iconic to represent and celebrate them. Sway Calloway is on my hip-hop media Mount Rushmore. And the fact, we ain't never seen him without a hat, ever. You tell me a person that we ain't never seen without a hat. Eventually, we saw LL Cool J without a hat. Eventually, we saw Papoose without a hat.
Stupid.
We have never seen Sway. Sway was in the White House. You know, in the White House, you got to take your hat off. Sway was in the motherfucking White House interviewing Barack Obama with the fucking hat on, bruh.
That's great.
Sway different.
Yeah.
Scroll up, Taylor. Scroll up. Angela Yee, respect, you know what I mean? Way up with Angela Yee. She doing her thing on the show. Angela's broad too, but Angela comes from, Lip Service. She comes from Shade 45. Of course, Breakfast Club. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at her being on the list. Like, her, and she brings a lot. She does do a lot of hip hop discussions on the show because Mano's on the show every day. B-Dot comes on the show a lot. So I'm not mad at it in any way, shape, or form. Big Boy. Salute to Big Boy. Once again, an icon who should not be on the list. Because I think that you have to find something else to honor the hip-hop icons. It's good to see them still moving and shaking, still being top 25, but this ranking doesn't do any justice to the career of Big Boy.
The only pushback I'll give that, because then if they keep the icons off the list, they're going to be like, yo, how you keep the icons off? And what if...
Well, put it like this. When they do rap lists, right? When they do top 5, top 10 rap lists of this era, a lot of times you ain't gonna see Scarface on there. You ain't gonna see Hove on there. You're not gonna see Nas on there. And even when I do see them on there, I still think it does a disservice to have them. Like if you say, let's just say you do a hottest rappers of the year list, right?
Yeah.
And Nas put out an album, and you got Nas number 7, number 8, and it's not a diss, but you got like Skilla Baby number 1, number 2. Salute to them, but there's a difference between hot and legendary.
But that's what they're ranking. They're just saying who's the most powerful right now, or who's actually it should be like the hot hip hop media ranking. Like it shouldn't be power. That's the wrong. That's the wrong
It should
word.
be hot. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what power is. Like they haven't defined to me what power is. When you are an icon, when you are a legend, when you can be on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop media, then you should be considered. That's power to me.
Yeah.
That's what Big Boy is. Big Boy is one of them. Once again, in the Radio Hall of Fame. He's home already. Salute to him for being on the list. I just think that it should be something else, okay? And say, let me read. Just in case you forgot how important Big Boy is to the West Coast, he had to pop out at Kendrick Lamar's Victory Lap concert in LA last month and remind everyone exactly who the fuck he is. As Kendrick played Not Like Us 6 times in a row, the legendary radio host danced on stage with many of LA rap's most important figures, playing his own part in the historic moment. I want y'all to don't say it. What you about to say? Hold on. What you say? Look, do like this. Okay, right. You wait.
Okay.
You wait. Because this is what the fuck, this is the reason I'm even going through this fucking list.
Okay.
I want y'all to remember that. And remember what it said about Kendrick and Drake at the top of the list. Scroll up, Taylor.
Can't say
Scroll
it.
up. No, not yet. I'm saving that for the end.
All right.
Angie Martinez. We bow down to Angie Martinez. We worship Angie Martinez in these hip-hop media streets. Y'all have no idea when we was going back and forth with Hot 97 back in the day, how I always said to myself, damn, I'm probably never going to get a chance to talk to Angie Martinez because of this stupid shit. When Angie Martinez left Hot and joined the NWO, which was Power 105, that was one of the greatest days of my life, okay? I look at Angie Martinez when she walks in the building now in awe. I'm like, damn, that's Angie motherfucking Martinez. You don't understand what people like her mean to the culture. That's why you should go read Angie Martinez's book. Go read Big Boy's book. Angie Martinez might, if I had to make a list, literally, of top 10 greatest hip hop interviews of all time, Angie probably will have 4 to 5 of them.
Yeah.
Straight up. 4 to 5 of them. Think about the moments. Think about R. Kelly getting pepper sprayed at Madison Square Garden. R. Kelly, Angie Martinez is at the show. She ain't even on air. They're like, yo, Angie, R. Kelly and Jay-Z want to come to the station.
Yeah, that was
They
crazy.
take whoever's off the air, because those two only wanted to talk to Angie. Interviews R. Kelly, they got to get him out the building because Jay comes on.
Yep.
That's just different historic moments that you can't ever, you can't script that kind of shit. Like, Angie's just different. You know how I felt when I saw Angie and Brown Sugar? Do you know what kind of inspiration that gives a person like, yo, I want to do that.
Yep.
I want to do that. You're talking about a different level of icon, a different level of just his history when you're talking about people like Angie Martinez. I don't think having them on lists like this at these rankings doing them any justice. And if they were top, I just don't. That's just my personal opinion. You know, I'm allowed to have that. We worship Angie Martinez. She's on my hip hop Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when Angie calls, I drop everything. There's a couple times she booked WTF, and I'm like, well, no matter what I'm doing, I just
Angie
drop.
Ma.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we talking about? Once again, Radio Hall of Fame. Every woman in radio wanted to be like 2 women. If you were in hip hop radio, you wanted to be like Angie Martinez or Wendy Williams. There's a bunch of people right now doing a lot of bad Wendy Williams impersonations, and it's not too many that can do what Angie Ma does, because Angie Ma just has a different level of integrity with what she does, and just a different level of respect and reverence and love for the culture. This is a woman who has a 19-hour Tupac interview. I'm exaggerating with the number. How long is it, Nyla?
Like 3 hours.
It's about 3 hours. Nyla used to be Angie's intern and assistant, so she had to go through a lot of those tapes. Angie Martinez could have her own website right now with hip-hop tapes.
Is that the one she never put out? Isn't
Never
that?
put out. Different
You got
level of
to see it?
integrity.
You heard it?
I don't know anything that y'all talking about.
Oh, you got to see
Oh,
it. That's
come
crazy.
on.
She heard it and won't tell me a goddamn thing about it.
We talking after
I don't
this.
know anything
We talking
that y'all
after this.
talking about.
That's
Different, but think about the level of integrity. Who the fuck? First of all, I don't. Who would be akin to Tupac right now? Like, okay, I'll check it out. True. We got, like, boom. Imagine this right now. Drake, Kendrick Lamar, right? Height of their beef. Drake flies you out to Toronto. Kendrick flies you out to Compton. And you sit down and do an interview. You do an interview with either one of them. One of them's talking so crazy that you like, yo, this shit could really stir shit back up. And you say, I'm not putting this out. And she has never put it out. You tell me a personality that's going to do that now with a Drake or Kendrick and hold on to that shit. Different level of integrity, man. We worship Angie Martinez around these parts. She's too iconic for these type of lists. Scroll up, Taylor. Bootleg Kev, my guy, absolutely. He actually should be higher. Bootleg Kev should have been on the list last year. He wasn't on the list last year. I thought it was a travesty when he wasn't on the list last year. He 100% should be on the list. That's my dude. Been knowing Bootleg Kev for a long motherfucking time. He's just one of them ones. I don't know what to tell you. You know, he's absolutely in the midst. He's part of generation now. He should be on the list. It's not even close. Anybody that thinks otherwise, they're just not paying attention to hip hop. I salute my guy, Bootleg Kev. I fuck with him heavy. Okay? Heavy. And you know, and when I say I fuck with people heavy, I ain't just saying that because I like their work. When I fuck with a person heavy, I'm gonna stamp them anywhere. I'm gonna talk about them in rooms that they not in. That's what I do for people like Bootleg Kev. Scroll up, Taylor, and been doing that. Little Yachty and Mitch. Salute to Little Yachty and Mitch. Number 12, I guess.
I didn't even know they had some.
Now they do the Safe Space podcast. I've seen them have a lot of good guests. I don't know where they should be ranked. They definitely should be on the list. I don't know where. Well, yeah, they definitely should be on the list. I don't know where they should be ranked, but I think that they've had some good moments. They had a J. Cole interview. Who else was on there? I remember the J. Cole interview. Who else has been on that show, Taylor?
So
Nah.
Lucky interview.
I have no idea.
I like.
When Drake was on.
I've seen them with Drake.
Yeah, Drake was on there.
Well, no, Drake wasn't on there. Him and Lil Yachty did something together. I've seen them do enough to where I feel like I don't think them being on the list is wrong. I don't know if I've seen them do that many hip hop interviews. Maybe I haven't been paying that much of attention, but I'm not mad at it. What else we got? N.O.R.E. Nori, he got to be top 10. There's no way Nori not top 10. You're bugging. How is Nori not top 10? Drink Champs. Drink Champs has been consistent for almost a decade. He went from 5 to 11. How? He's still the place for OG hip-hop artists to go. If there was no Drink Champs, where would OG hip-hop artists go to be able to tell their stories? The DJ Quick Problem interview they just dropped is fantastic. Let me read what they said about Nori, because I need to understand why Nori dropped a handful of spots this year, partially because Drink Champs didn't have as many high-profile guests over the past year. Maybe the talent pot is starting to dry up a little bit, but he still managed to make the most of his bookings. When Nori and partner DJ EFN weren't chopping it up with Schoolboy Q, that's not a notable. G Herbo, that's not a notable. Ludacris, that's not a notable. They were consoling Benzino. That was a great interview, who had clearly thrown back a few too many as he emotionally addressed his longtime riff with Eminem. I appreciated that. Nori's familiarity in the music industry puts interviewees at ease. No, Nori's tendency for pouring big glasses of alcohol puts interviews at ease, and their uncensored responses can still go viral, along with NORE's energetic and charming mannerisms. That deserves a round of applause. It does, but he should be higher. Okay, what else we got? Nardwuar. I haven't seen a Nardwuar interview in forever. What am he was 22 last year, but he's 10 this year. What is the interviews he's done? Scroll up. And I think Nardwuar is legacy too. Most memorable moments in the past year, Tyler, the Creator interview. I didn't see that one. Ice Spice interview. I didn't see that one either.
Haven't seen any of them.
Laser Dim. Why you covering your mouth like your breath stink?
Because I just have nothing to say.
Laser Dim.
And I don't want none of my facials to show.
Yeah, but no, I think Nardwuar's legacy too. I mean, I can't sit here and really give a accurate critique on this because I haven't been tapped in. But if he's on the list, salute. I think he's legacy. Top 10 seems a little bit high, but whatever. Let's see what else, Taylor. What we got? Who's number 9? How are Gilly and Wallow not top 5? How complex? Gilly and Wallow are so consistent. They do so much from hip hop to sports to reality stars. They're supremely entertaining. Not even just with the podcast, $1 million worth of game, the TV show that they do, Gilly and Wallow's Adventures. How are Gilly and Wallow not top 5? You're bugging. I just don't even make. I don't understand this. $1 million worth of game, and they were number 4 last year. And then number 9. What is it? Was it number 9? No, that's not. Yeah, that's not. No,
9.
that's not right. That's just simply not right. And everything they do for the community. And I don't think there's a safer space for younger artists more than $1 million worth of game. They are the OGs that give a lot of these young people game, and young people soak it up and they appreciate it. And they're very consistent. Most memorable moments this past year, Young Boy Never Broke Again, Cardi B. Those were great interviews. What you think, Nyla? Ghostface interview was fantastic. Ghostface is my favorite rapper of all time.
I like Gilly and Wallow. They're funny.
They should be top 5. Who else we got, Taylor? Let's see. Anthony Fantano. I know of him. Don't know enough of him to know if he should be number 8. Should he, Alex? I don't know.
Yeah, he had a pretty big year. Like,
I've never seen him interview nobody.
he like reviews albums.
Yeah.
And so like Drake actually responded directly to him from a bad review that he gave him.
Is that the guy who got chased by Conor McGregor?
No, I don't believe so.
Nate Diaz? Somebody chased? Oh, that was somebody else.
Yeah, that was somebody else. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have no commentary from Anthony Fantano because I don't know enough about him. Go ahead, Taylor. What else we got? And not mad at Ebro at number 7. Vlad. I don't see how Vlad should be top 5 too. like Vlad, I guess 6. Vlad, I don't see how Vlad not cracking the top 5. I'm gonna be honest with you. Vlad and $1 million worth of game should be the top 5. Like Vlad is, y'all can say what y'all want. There's not too many shows that have been staples in the culture for as long as Vlad. Vlad is older than Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I was going on Vlad when I was doing radio in Philadelphia. I've been knowing Vlad for over 20. I've definitely been knowing Vlad for over 20 because Vlad used to do these DVDs called Beef or these mixtapes called Beef, and he used to put me on his Beef mixtapes. And I mean, the thing I like about Vlad too, Vlad is another one that I don't know if you can just pigeonhole, to just hip hop, because Vlad, sits down and interviews a plethora of different guests. I mean, shit, DJ Vlad helped solve the Tupac murder. If that shouldn't get you a higher ranking this year, what will? What, Nyla? You should do Vlad. You should do Vlad. Salute to Vlad. I think Vlad should be higher. What else we got, Taylor? Elliot, you shouldn't be number 5. Number 4, Charlamagne Tha God. All right, now let me read this, right? Last year's ranking, number 3, featured on The Breakfast Club, The Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational commentary, asking provocative questions in his Donkey of the Day segment. Most memorable moments in the past year being sampled by Future and Metro Boomin on number 1. Really? That's my most memorable moment in the past goddamn year? Okay, now, what can we say about Charlamagne? He is a mainstay in rap media, even as he continues to broaden his scope and find new ways to transcend hip-hop. This is part of the reason he dropped the slot this year. The top 3 have displayed a hyper-focused commitment to hip-hop coverage, but with that being said, he's still a beast. Charlamagne, of course, anchors the most popular hip-hop morning show in the country, The Breakfast Club, and his Brilliant Idiots podcast with Andrew Schultz ate nicely off of the Kendrick and Drake buffet. No, he didn't. He may be increasingly involved in political punditry or doing comedic guest spots on The Daily Show, but his views about hip-hop still matter. There is a reason why you hear his voice sampled by Future and Metro Boomin on number 1 off We Still Don't Trust You. He is one of the few talking heads who can still get an angry response from Drake. Like when he criticized the SZA collab Slime You Out last fall, and the audience expects more from him, which is why he took heat for some of his soft Diddy commentary. With great power comes the expectation of great takes. I didn't have soft Diddy commentary. Y'all should go listen to my Donkey of the Day complex, and my Diddy commentary was actually real commentary, because I simply said, it bothers me when I see these hip-hop icons crash and burn. How is that not a real take? But scroll up the one line that they said, because this is really my issue with the list. It says, where did it go? Okay. Well, he is a mainstay in rap media, even as he continues to broaden his scope and find new ways to transcend hip hop. This is part of the reason he dropped the slot this year. Didn't Biggie say, "I never thought hip hop would take it this far"? Why are people being penalized for being most sensible, like Van? Why am I dropping a spot because I'm transcending hip hop? You should see me on CNN, MSNBC, Daily Show, my own late night talk show. You should see me on the New York Times bestsellers list, the USA Today national bestsellers list. You should see me with the Black Effect podcast, you know, and we have all of these podcasts that we're partnering with. You should see me in Kevin Hart's company, you know, SBH with Audible, putting out all of these all this audio scripted content. You should see all of this and be like, damn, that's somebody from the culture. That's somebody from hip hop doing that. They shouldn't drop a spot because we're taking hip hop to different levels. Same thing with Jason Lee. I think Jason, that's what I mean when I say, why are you upset that people are transcending hip hop? I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy shit, you know, starting shit, you know, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant. No, I want to do things and put myself in position to not just empower me, but to empower others. Because like I always tell y'all, if the things you build only benefit you, they're not big enough. But thank you for putting me on the list, Complex. I really do appreciate it. Number 3, Kai Cenat. Salute to my guy, Kai Cenat. Can't sing Kai Cenat's praises enough. I think Kai Cenat is fantastic. Kai Cenat is just scratching the surface. Kai Cenat got $100 million on his schedule. He is everything. I've said this before on this podcast. He's everything that you should love about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He's fun. He's dancing. He's enjoying himself. He's having a good time. Salute to my man, Kai Cenat. He absolutely should be on this list. And next year, he'll probably be number 1. But to be totally honest with you, I don't see how Kai Cenat is not number 1 next year.
He not number 1 because Drake ain't come to this platform.
Because Drake didn't come to the platform?
Everybody's little comment has a Drake comment.
That's true. But Drake was still feeding Kai Cenat information too, though. I'm not mad at the number 2. Let's go to number 2. I'm not mad at Joe Budden being at number 2. But I can make a case for Kai Cenat being number 3. But I'm not mad at Joe being number 2. You know, like that's a good spot. Like known for insightful commentary and insider perspective around hip hop in the industry. I think that, you know, one thing that Joe leans into a lot is being somebody who was a rapper, who was in the industry, and he takes it serious like a lot of the sports pundits do. Like when you see a lot of these sports pundits on these networks like ESPN, you know, FS1, people that actually played the game, like the ones that actually played the game, they have a different level of insider information. They may not get everything right all the time, and you may not agree with everything that, you know, they say all of the time, but being that they played the game, their perspective is different. And I think he leans into that better than every rapper turned podcaster. The only other person I think that does it as well is somebody like my man Glasses Malone with the No Ceilings podcast. Now scroll up. I can't believe I said that many good things about Joe Budden. Number 1, DJ Academics. Got no problem with Big Ac at number 1. Academics absolutely should be number 1 because when it came to the Drake Kendrick beef, he was at the center of the Drake Kendrick beef. Drake was feeding him records. Shit, Academics still fighting for Drake now. Drake ain't even fighting for Drake ain't even fighting for his life no more. Ac is fighting for Drake's life. I respect it. That's his guy. That's his favorite rapper. Academics is fighting for Drake's life every single day.
Man, he wants to say Kendrick won so bad though. You can see on his face.
He did, I think he did say he won. If I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
he's just saying that it's not over. It is, Ac.
It is.
Let me be the first to tell you, it's over. I've seen these hip hop beefs before. We're at the point in the battle that if Drake did drop some music right now and it was a diss to Kendrick, it's leftover French fries. It's like when you take the French fries out the refrigerator and you try to warm them back up.
You don't think it could restart again?
No. Do you like reheating cold French fries?
No.
Exactly.
Oh, well, if you have a
Air fryer?
air fryer.
Ain't no air fryer. All the air fryers in Compton. Drake got to go get one to fucking heat them shit back up. He ain't going to Compton. It's not. It's not coming back. But you know,
What's
yeah.
like 2 years later? Like, can
No,
any...
it's we see. I saw this before. Like
I just want. No, I'm just asking a question. I don't care for it.
There was a time. God bless the dead. I remember when like Prodigy couldn't let the Jay-Z issues go, and he kept rapping about it, and it was just like it's over. You know, and Jay-Z. There was a time when Jay-Z kept going after Nas. And he put out an amazing record on the Blueprint too. But we didn't care. It was over. And we still quote that shit now. Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it One Mic? That's from that record. Quotable, but nobody cares. So, yeah, Act was at the center of all of this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell y'all this, man. I just did all of this list just to say Nyla Shimon should have been on the list because Certified Vibe is one of the biggest, it is the biggest, live event. What do you call those? Live showcase for new artists. That should have been on there. Nyla's podcast, We Need to Talk, booming. That should have been on there. Nyla doing her thing. But Complex, I'm going to tell you why your list really, based off your criteria, lacks a lot of validity. How are you going to tell me that this list is based off Drake and Kendrick Lamar and the role people played in the fuse?
I know.
How are you going to tell me that? And then what was the other thing I marked that I said? Was something else I marked that and how are you going to say the Big Boy, salute the Big Boy, how are you going to say Big Boy gets props for being on stage at the pop-up show, but y'all don't have DJ Head on the motherfucking list?
Right.
Niggas don't like the West Coast, and I'm not fine with it. Okay? How is DJ Head not on this list?
Yeah.
DJ Head should be top 15 on this list this year, if not top 10.
Yeah.
How? Not only we all know DJ Head's relationship with TDE,
But yeah,
Homegrown Radio has been, supporting TDE since day one. Not only did Head have inside information, Complex, at the pop-out show, 3 people had sets at the pop-out show. One's name was Kendrick Lamar, one's name was DJ Mustard, the other was DJ motherfucking Head. You cannot be serious, Complex. Complex, you need to do a redo. You need to do a redo and take somebody off this list and put DJ Head on. It's beyond disrespectful for your criteria, based off your criteria, to not have DJ Head on the list. Am I fucking lying? Am I lying, Nyla?
No, Head should definitely be on this list. He did the same thing Academics was doing during the Drake and Kendrick
People
thing.
are saying Kim and Mace.
Cam and Mason Sports, they was on Complex Sports list. Why? First of all, don't try to step on DJ Head right now.
I'm not.
Yes, she did. Okay, I'm giving Head.
Can we go back?
I'm giving Head right now.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm giving Head Hawk tour.
Go to
okay.
Big Boy's thing.
How?
What they said about Big Boy
Yes.
was really what Head was doing.
Yes.
They said Big Boy was on stage at the pop out.
Yes.
As if like that was an accomplishment.
The fact
not
you got
saying it's not an accomplishment, but Head was the one actually bringing
He
out
had a whole
talent from
set.
the West Coast.
He brought out a whole new wave of freaking West Coast artists. He brought out Tommy the fucking Clown. Head set the tone for the pop-out show. Now let's right there. Scrolls right there. Big boy. It says, in case you forgot how important Big Boy is to the West Coast, he had to pop out at Kendrick Lamar's Victory Lap concert in LA last month and remind everyone exactly who the fuck he is. As Kendrick played Not Like Us 6 times in a row, the legendary radio host danced on stage with many of LA rap's most important figures. Head did that too. He just wasn't dancing. But Head had his own set.
Like his name was on the flyer.
Right.
You said Big Boy played his own part in the historic moment. Head was a part of the historic moment.
To your point, different look. Like he's a legacy act, so he shouldn't be on this list. Head should be on this list. It should be Head. Head's the one who's been. Before even the pop-out, Head has already been ushering in the new wave of the West Coast.
That's right.
For so long. So
That's right.
This shit don't make no sense. And he got a new show where he's doing it now.
He got a new show with Gina Views called Effective Immediately.
They just had RJ on there. They just had Blast on there. Like, they're really the ones piping up the West Coast. And Gina, too. Gina's been doing it as well. Gina's been having rappers do freestyles since since I met her. Like, I don't know. This list is like,
It's not a bad list.
it's not a good list either.
Nah, it's not a bad list at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad list in any way, shape, or form. It's not a bad. I can't say it's not a bad list. Here's my thing. There's people on this list that should be on this list, so you can't say it's just a bad list. I just want to know what Complex's definition of power is, and I want to know what their definition of hip hop is, and I want to know why the fuck DJ Head is not on this list. I actually think. Who wrote this list? Find the name of the person who wrote this list.
That's what I was looking for. This one, is this?
Are they all written by different people?
Let's see.
That's what I
Slow
want to
down.
know. But,
Okay, they're all
yeah,
written by different people. I need all of this brain trust from Complex to get together, and y'all should tell the people why DJ Head is not on this
But
list.
it's actually funny how they want to like put together a hip hop power ranking when Complex really didn't even do a good job covering the beef. There was nobody from their team really covering anything. That's why, and for the people who
Is
are
that
at
true? I
Complex,
don't believe that.
they didn't have any person who Speedy didn't do anything covering the beef.
Speedy should be. I like Speedy too, but see, to me, somebody like Speedy, we need to do another list that's just like.
And this is not a shot at Speedy. I like Speedy.
I love
I'm just
Speedy.
saying he didn't do anything.
We just need to do another list of dope media personalities, like new, because I would have Speedy would be on my list. The Need to Know podcast would be on my list. You know, of course, Nala would be on my list. Ivy Rivera would be on my list. Mouse Jones would be on my list. Back on Fig would be on my list. You know what I'm saying? Gina Views would be on my list. DJ motherfucking Head! DJ Hop Tour would be on my motherfucking list. Okay?
Do not. No, do
What?
not give him that.
DJ Hawk Tour.
Yo, you sound
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Drop.
Yo.
That needs to be Head's new drop, actually.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, though, I'm gonna do that one day. I'm gonna write my own list of media personalities that I believe are doing their thing.
On your B-Dot shit, his list be terrible too. I seen the most
You not do
recent
that shit on
one.
purpose, man.
I seen it the last one. I just kept scrolling. It felt like Trump getting shot. I'm like, I don't care. Come on.
And I guess B-Dot's not on this list because he worked for Complex, but B-Dot should be on this list.
I didn't even know B-Dot worked for Complex.
He did. He had a Complex show. He had brackets. You know
I
what
thought
I'm saying?
he had a Complex show.
Well, goddamn, Nyla, ain't different. I don't
So
know.
I'm saying, why he not on the list? It's
He should
old.
be on the list. And anybody that can put a list out and shake
stir
shit up,
yeah.
B-Dot should be on the list.
He
You know what
should
I'm
be
saying?
where.
Shit, Rob Markman should be on the list. I love Rob Markman's commentary. If y'all had the
Yo, on
Amazon show
Twitter.
this year,
Yeah, but even what he's been doing on Twitter has been going crazy. You didn't see it?
what you been doing?
Oh, I forgot you're not on Twitter anymore. Rob pretty much every week does hip hop news updates on Twitter.
Oh, no,
They're
I
just
seen
short
those. I watch them on
little
YouTube.
videos. Yeah, they're very good, very
Yes.
informative, very thorough, and
Yes.
it's a trusted fucking source.
A trusted
a lot of these
fucking
niggas
source.
ain't really trusted sources. They just giving opinions, talking out their ass for clicks. That's why they got the audacity to put up here wise sentiments or whatever the fuck it is. It's like, I don't know. I feel like we should do something for just popular and then something for trusted.
I like that.
Because
Go
there's
back.
a difference.
And Ack, I saw what you said about what they said about you. I 100% agree.
What they saying? What he said?
I don't even want to do it. You go read it yourself. But I 100% agree. You know, don't make me number one and then kick my motherfucking back in. You know what I'm saying?
They kicked his back in?
Yeah, they called him like Donald Trump or some shit like that. They was like he has like, what did they say? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, they said he does Trump-like antics. And so how did Act get to this point? For one, he capitalized on the media economy, which prioritizes individual voices over nebulously operated media brands. The audience knows him, and so do rappers who develop sometimes cozy and sometimes controversial relationships with Act. He also adopted the persona of a rapper, melding swagger, theatrical fare, and a love for
I
combat.
mean, honestly,
Scroll
that
up.
is Trump related.
Yeah, but they actually called him Trump. That shit is somewhere. And, see right there, he's bragged about wanting to vote for Donald Trump, and even it was something in there about Trump. It wasn't just a thing about Trump. I don't like what they wrote about him. Is basically what I'm saying.
I don't like what they wrote about none of these people.
Some of this stuff might have been accurate.
The
Some
little
of it-
paragraphs don't hit.
It no hit. Long story short, thank you, Complex. But y'all got to tell me why DJ Head wasn't on this motherfucking list.
And Nyla Small.
And people just hate black women, so I understand. I'm just playing.
No, you're right.
I just wanted to pull that card.
Because Complex don't.
Are there any black women on this list?
There's
No, there's the girl.
Nadeska.
Exactly. Yeah, her. That's her.
But outside that, Complex don't even have any black women over there. There's no black women talent. There's nobody over there covering hip hop on a daily, and they don't invest in new talent. But I think the company is sinking, so that's why they got to do these ridiculous lists to get clicks and, to meet their quota.
Complex, if you think Nyla's lying, come to her certified by Friday night.
There might be too many black women in there for them, you know what I'm saying? Because I actually bring out the culture.
Hey, Friday night, Rhapsody is performing live. Rhapsody got a record label now, so she got all her artists performing. So Complex, send somebody to cover it, you know what I'm saying? So you can see what people like Nyla Simone is doing in the culture. But you probably still won't see it, because I don't know how you didn't see at the pop-out show that big-ass sign that said DJ motherfucking Head with my big head homeboy with his hat on backwards, bringing out all of these artists from LA. I don't see how y'all missed that. Salute to my guy DJ Head. Let's pay some motherfucking bills, Taylor.